Yes, I'm back again with another video. If you're new here, my name's Johnny Marsden. I've been investing in property for over 10 years and I make these videos so you can learn from what I do wrong, what I do right. And in today's video, we're going to be going through my first ever joint venture and what is widely regarded as one of the best ways to make money in property. Let me stop you right there. Sorry to interrupt, but if you enjoy my videos and you think I'm giving you value and you're learning, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It goes a hell of a long way. Particularly comment, because I love replying to your questions and I want to learn more as I go. So if there's anything that you would have done differently, if you've got experience in something that I've not necessarily touched on, I really want to know. So with that said, let's get back into the video. How do you standardly set up a JV? If you're anything like me and you are always trying to raise capital for your investments, you're likely going to be looking for someone that's going to go 50-50, where you will bring all the project management experience and general experience in property. Your joint venture partner will bring all the money and you split all profits 50-50 at the end. Alternatively, you might have a large sum of cash or a sum of cash and knowledge of property, and you're looking for someone that is in a similar situation where they've got a fair amount of cash, knowledge of property, and maybe you could go in on a more complex deal together, both bringing different types of experience. For example, you might lend yourself to a refurbishment management or project management of a refurbishment, and your joint venture partner might be really strong on negotiations and actually finding the deal. Standard practice in both scenarios would be to split all profits at the end 50-50. But where do you meet these joint venture partners? Notice I said partners because in this deal there was actually more than two of us. In no particular order, one of the best places you can go are property-based network meetings. You've got big network meetings like PIN, the Property Investors Network. Also you have the Baker Street Property Meet, etc. You'll be able to find loads if you Google. And what you'll find here is most people are there for the same reason as yourself. They're looking to network, they're looking for investment, they're looking for properties to buy, they're looking to expand their horizons basically. There can be opportunity for speaking on stage. You get maybe 15-20 seconds to give an elevator pitch and you can explain what you do and your services and your experience to a whole room of people, and then ideally all the investors will come a flocking thereafter. Facebook groups, so property-based Facebook groups. There's thousands of Facebook groups. You've got national property Facebook groups, you've got more localized property Facebook groups, and there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people within these. You can contact people in loads of different ways. So you can direct message them, you can post yourself and tell everyone about your experience, or you can reply to other people's posts. You do have to be careful about the sort of thing you post on these groups though, because there are FCA regulations that govern language and govern what you're able to say. Check these out before you start posting in the groups. Maybe even make a post in the group asking what you are allowed to say. Admins and moderators within the group, I'm sure will help you out. Definitely important to mention here that you're not looking for like a quick win or anything like that. You're looking to nurture and build a relationship with someone. So don't expect to find a joint venture partner after your first conversation, or get someone on the phone immediately, or find the right person straight away. It takes time. And remember, you are going to be going into business with these people, so you do want to know that they're the right fit for you and then you're the right fit for them. Sports clubs, your golf club, tennis club, badminton club, luxury gym memberships, the sauna at your gym, which is kind of synonymous for general chit chat. I would call this more organic networking. And last but not least is networking meetings, but non-property networking meetings or non-property networking events on both Facebook and in person. Again, these are going to be slow burners because eventually you're going to want to approach people about property. But as long as you're interested in the events that you're a part of, it makes it a lot easier to start talking to people just in general. Or if you want to gain an interest in that subject, it's the same. So for example, I am interested in watches at the moment, so I've joined some watches Facebook groups. People that can buy expensive watches generally have quite a lot of money to spend on these watches. Also, watches can be seen as an investment. On the flip side, I wouldn't necessarily go to a car show, a luxury car show. People with money will be there, but I'm just not that interested in cars. So find your niche, go to these events and just start chatting to people. This is more organic networking as well, but try and focus on an event where you think you might find someone that could have some spare cash to invest. Right, so where did I find my JV partner? I actually found my JV partner on a Facebook group. They posted something saying that they had roughly £50,000 to invest and they weren't sure what to do with it. They were open to discussions. Now, I approached this person on direct message as well as replying to their post. And I wanted to get this person on a video call really as quickly as possible. So from there, we got on a video call within about 3 days. We discussed our experiences, and it turned out that they actually had quite a lot of experience in property, mainly in the serviced accommodation or like Airbnb market. And they were looking to get involved in a different sort of development that was outside of the norm for them. And ideally someone that had experience in refurbishment and project managing a refurbishment. We went back and forth for a couple of weeks. We determined how much money we were happy to put into a deal, the locations of these deals and the sorts of deals that we were looking for. It also turned out that this chap that I was talking to had a brother who's also coming in to the joint venture. So there were 3 of us in this joint venture. After a couple of weeks, we finalized a few things in terms of how much money we were happy to put into a project, the sort of project we wanted, location, etc. And at that point, you have to decide about how you're going to purchase the property and how you're going to facilitate that purchase. Now, typically, and what we did is set up a limited company or an SPV, special purpose vehicle. We got an accountant to set up the limited company on our behalf. And then we got a solicitor to help draft up a shareholders agreement. Now, a shareholders agreement is really, really important. I'm not going to go into the proper details of it now, but what you would decide is what would happen in certain eventualities. So if someone died, or if there was a divorce, or maybe there was a dispute in what we were going to do with the property once it was fully refurbished or completed, and our solicitor would help us write that into the agreement. Additionally, decide your roles. This is so important. You need to decide exactly what each person is going to be doing within the agreement. You decide what each partner is going to be responsible for. Now, in a standard 50-50 joint venture, it's quite simple. One partner will be providing all of the money and the other partner will run the entire project. That's easy to write into an agreement, or easier to write into an agreement. In our scenario, because we were all putting in an equal amount of cash and also we were splitting the responsibilities up, we had to decide who was doing what. We had discussed this before and we had a really good idea of what we were going to do. So one person was largely going to find the deals and source the deals and negotiate from there. The other was going to case manage through the legal element and then project manage the refurbishment. And at the latter end, the other partner was going to help find tenants and negotiate with potential letting agents and estate agents, depending on how we exited the deal. Definitely worth noting that we were very specific in what we wrote in the eventuality of a dispute. So, for example, if one of us wanted to keep the property and rent it out and the other 2 wanted to sell it on, or if one of us wanted to remortgage and the other 2 didn't want to remortgage and they just wanted to keep their cash in and have it invested that way. In the eventuality of a dispute, you write something in there so it's easily decided what happens. So our SPV was set up, our shareholders agreement was drafted, finished and signed, and that meant we could move on to our project. Right, the numbers on this joint venture. Our total money in, so our purchase price, our purchasing costs, legal fees, refurbishment, everything was £212,000. We achieved an annual rent of £15,600. And then 14 months later, we exited by selling for £252,000. That meant our net profit on the sale was £18,000. So that is our gross profit less our selling costs like legal fees, agency fees, and also that's our capital gains as well. So our total combined profit for this joint venture was our rental profit at 15,600 quid plus our sale profit at 18 grand. Put those together, that's 33,600 quid, which as a return on investment in a percentage gives about 16%. Now, was this a good deal? In hindsight, yes. The project itself was awesome. We purchased a freehold block of flats of 3 with land at the rear that we were confident we could get planning permission on. This meant that we had multiple exits on the deal. For example, we could have sold the land off separately, recouped a lot of our money and started renting out the flats. We could have split the titles on the flats, sold 1, sold 2, remortgaged 1, remortgaged 2, remortgaged all 3, sold the land. We could have sold the whole thing to an investor. We were confident that if one strategy didn't work, we had a lot of different exits thereafter. Our rental yield was really strong, worked out at about 6%. That's a really good number when you're looking to rent out property after you purchase it. And also 16% is nothing to be sniffed at. When you divide the total project profit, like the core number of 33,600 quid, we're making about £11,000 each, which is good. But the project was 14 months long from the day we completed on the purchase to the day that we completed on the sale. You've got to take into account there the sourcing and us trying to find a good project before that as well. So would I do it again knowing that this was the figure that we were going to earn? Maybe not. Am I glad that I did it though? Yes, I learned so much on this project, particularly, and my main takeaway here is knowing your roles and responsibilities that are set up in the shareholders agreement and sticking to those. The reason that we didn't make as much money on this project as we could have is that all 3 of us were trying to make one decision, and what should have taken a day or 2 days was taking a week or 2 weeks. And when you've got multiple decisions to make, it just kept going on and on and on and wasting time. And we all know that time is money. If you're watching this and you're looking to do a JV or thinking about doing a JV, my key takeaway here would be know your roles and responsibilities that are written into the shareholders agreement and stick to those. Because otherwise, when you've got too many people trying to make one decision, it slows everything down. So in a short summary, yes, we probably could have made more money on this. We also deviated from our original idea, which was to buy, refurbish, and then refinance. Buy in cash, refurbish the property, and then remortgage it, refinance it. But at the end of the project, the other 2 joint venture partners needed some liquid cash for a different scheme. I was quite happy at that point to exit and try and move on to something myself. And we left on great terms. We've been looking at different projects again since, and I've built a really strong relationship with 2 people that I enjoy working with. Right, that's it for another video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some value from it and learned some stuff. I know for sure that on this joint venture, I learned so much, and pushing on to my next joint venture, whether it be with the same partners or new partners, I've got information and knowledge now that I never would have got unless I just bloody got in there and did it. So if you're an investor watching this and you're thinking about doing a joint venture, or maybe you're even just interested in getting involved and investing in property in a different way, and you haven't done it before, I will leave my details below so you can contact me for a free, absolutely no obligation on your side to get involved with me, but we can just chat and see if we can actually work together and see if the services that I offer align with what you want. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That way, every time I make a video, it's going to be straight in your inbox and you'll be notified straight away. Definitely don't forget to comment. I love answering your questions. I want to know if there is something that I should have done differently, if there is something that I've missed out that you want to know. At the end of the day, every day is a learning day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.